way because you get more surface area getting cooked. If you have a smaller, flatter one, turn the temperature down and let it cook a little bit longer so it doesn't just get cooked on the outside and then it's gummy in the middle. Does that make sense? So that's a great recipe for using your starter just straight up. And if you imagine, now that recipe, if you notice, it has no added sugar and no added fat. And it obviously depends on the milk that you're using. Milk inherently contains sugar because it's milk, and yeah. Aside from that, it has no added sugar, no added fat. If you're cooking for someone that has cholesterol problems or sugar-related disorders, this is a fantastic way to cook for them. If you're cooking for your kids, you're giving them a breakfast that is full of probiotics, optimally treated grains, no added sugar or fat, except for what you choose to put on top, obviously. But what could be a better breakfast, right? I'm constantly coming up with new recipes. I have a Facebook page. If you search The Bread Geek on Facebook, I also have my blog. I post recipes on both of those constantly because I'm trying to make more starter-only recipes that utilize just being able to use the starter without having to add more flour, without having to wait. And I've come up with quite a few. I've got a puff pancake recipe and some cookies and a lot of other things that just use starter. Yes? No, 2 eggs for the single batch. And that doesn't make a lot of waffles. It makes about 6 waffles. So I have, like my aunt has 5 children, and 4 of them are teenagers. And so she has to make a lot of waffles in the morning. She keeps a giant tub of starter. She doesn't always use it for bread. She dips into it every morning to make waffles or pancakes for her kids. So, you know, you just do what's best for your family. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this over here. We're going to set this up as an assembly line, right? And what we're going to do is, if we have a spoon that we could use that's just kind of like a tablespoon size, we're going to allow you to scoop some starter into your jar. You're going to feed it, because remember, we're pretending, right? You're getting actually a 1/4 cup. So you're going to feed it a 1/4 cup of water, heaping 1/4 cup of flour, and mix it up. And as long as I can stay, I can't stay very long because I've got to get my babysitter home. It is a school night. But I will check off starters as much as I can to see if you've got the right consistency. We're also going to start cooking the waffles so that people can have those.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's hold questions for just a second. Sorry. We want to get this starter started. Okay, first of all, thanks to Melissa for coming. I think we can all it was a very wonderful class. Okay, as far as okay, as far as if you brought your glass jar and you want to make your starter tonight, we'll get that assembly line started. If you just want a plastic baggie of the starter, I have plastic baggies that you can put your starter in. Either way, I need you to pay your emergency preparedness director $1 for your starter, okay? We don't want to collect it here at the church, so if you'll just get it to your emergency preparedness director by next Tuesday, which is when the order forms are due.
And I want to make a clarification about that. Fundamentally, I do not charge for starter. We're using that to pay for my babysitter tonight. So please pitch in, because I offered to pay her double because she had to stay so late.
Okay, and then also Melissa's book is on the order form, and we have PureWorks on the order form also. If you don't know what PureWorks are, find someone who does, because you will fall in love. They are awesome products. But anyway, they are due next Tuesday to your emergency preparedness director. No. Okay. If you need an order form, you can go to lambtonfarms.com and get an order form and print that off. That's where the order forms are.
And spell that.
LAMPTON farms.com. And then if you grab starter tonight, will you put your name down here so I'm not delivering you starter if you pay for starter? So I don't want to double starter people. Also, our next class is Thursday, March 21st. It's a week earlier because spring break is the last Thursday. So get that on your calendar.
Why don't you use the mic so we can hear you?
No one ever needs me to use money. Okay, we're doing 2 classes, actually 3 classes in March. 2 on gardening on that Thursday night, the 21st. And then on Saturday, March 23rd, we're doing a raising chickens class. So really good classes in March. And don't forget to come to CERT, 7:45 Saturday morning, this Saturday morning here. Anyway, I think that's it. If you have any questions, grab one of us. Melissa will be busy making waffles. I'll help you at the start. And someone has a question. No, and the handouts, we're out of handouts, but they're on lambtonfarms.com also. Just go under current order form.
Okay, I have a question. In your book, you've not got just bread, but you've got cake and...
I've got chocolate cake, cinnamon rolls, crepes, pancakes.
Like that.
Yeah.
Can you use the starter to make pasta?
Yes. I don't have that in the cookbook. My email is on there. If you email me, I will email that recipe to you.
Awesome, thank you.
Here, and there's something else that I forgot to mention. I'm going to say this really quick. Okay. As far as emergency preparedness and food storage, this is one of the things that was a huge testimony builder to me about natural yeast. If you have dry pack yeast in your food storage right now, if there's a crisis, you're going to be guarding that with a shotgun, right? Because when it's gone, it's gone. And then nobody eats bread anymore, and happiness just evaporates. So if you are cooking with a natural yeast starter, because you're doubling its volume every time you're using it, you have not only enough for your family, you have enough to share. There is always enough for you and to share. And for me, truth always functions on principles of hard work and abundance. If you put in the preparation and the hard work, you will always be blessed with enough for yourself and to share. One other thing that I just want to plug, and I can't spend a lot of time talking about it, I've been doing a lot of research on the preparation of corn, traditional methods of corn. If you have corn in your food storage, you should also be storing, you can buy it in Mexican stores. It's called cal, C-A-L. It's calcified lime. If you want to learn more about why, Google pellagra. It's P-E-L-L-A-G-R-A. It is a disease that comes from eating unprepared corn. And it was a huge epidemic in the United States that the government, instead of teaching people how to eat corn properly, just started supplementing everything with niacin. So if you have corn in your food storage, you need to learn to prepare it properly, or you will get this pellagra with your family, and it's like zombies made real. Like, it's really nasty stuff. And I just have started doing a ton of research on it. So I say Google that illness, see what it's about, figure out what you need to add to your food storage to make you be able to prepare corn in a way that your family can eat it without getting sick. Okay? Yes?
A lot of deficiency of B2, which is riboflavin, which is not present in corn, which is why all the Mexicans had it. It's also primarily linked to the niacin, to the lack of the niacin. So because it's the same thing with like the wheat keeping its organisms. When corn has not been soaked, dried corn has not been soaked, you don't get the niacin from it. So if you're eating a lot of corn and don't have access to a lot of other fresh fruits and vegetables and iron sources, you're not getting the niacin that you need. Also the B12 as well. Oh, I'm sorry, the B2 as well, but it is primarily the niacin deficiency. And if you look at anything on the shelf that contains corn in it, like cornmeal, like corn flakes, cornmeal, anything, if you look on the ingredients list, you will see that it has niacin, iron, and folic acid in it, because those are the things you can't get unless the corn is prepared properly. So just be aware of that. Yes?
If we don't get the starter tonight, can we order your cookbook and starter for another day?
You probably could. I teach a lot of classes. I teach private classes, and
that's why I asked.
You know what?
Yeah, she'll get it.
We'll get it. Yeah.